Y'all, Foutaises.
What's up, everybody, and welcome to the Foutaises Show. I'm your host, Brandon Daniel, aka the Winterfell Soldier. To my right, we have STLK, the Lion King himself, Simba Orasa.
Yes, hello. How you do?
And on my left, we have Thien-An, aka Nguyen, and Miss Nguyen is here to make sure we still are referring to the action quota. As you can see, there are only three of us today. Allister is no longer with us because we murdered him savagely in the woods.
I thought you had to go.
That's what happens when you fuck with me, you know? You shouldn't do that. Yeah. Like, I will just kill you, though. Like, I will keep you captive. I will torture you. I will surgically remove pieces of your body.
Dang.
Limb from limb. Keeping you alive while I do this, mind you. And making Hannibal-esque 5-star meals of your body, feeding them to your family.
Will you be eating any of that yourself?
No, I'm a vegetarian when it comes to that.
Vegetarian, but I will chop the human body.
Yeah, I will have them eat the body, and at the end, after they've had, I don't know, 5 or 6 meals of your body, and you're no longer living, I will send them all the evidence
this is deep.
that I have savagely tortured and murdered you, and that they have eaten you, so that they can live the rest of their lives with that knowledge.
But like, what? You're gonna scar the person's family?
That's why you don't fuck with me.
This is why I have a pillow to protect myself right now.
Yes, lesson learned before the podcast begins. Don't fuck with Brad. Don't fuck with Brad.
But he's a vegetarian, so that makes it better.
Yeah, that makes it better. No, Allister's, he's gone. So, it's the three of us.
He's still alive for all the police officers watching this. He's actually still alive.
Is he? I don't know.
Okay, buddy.
Alright, our manifesto for this week is to try and not miss 3 weeks of episodes anymore. Hopefully that will never happen again.
Yeah.
So, to start us off, it'll be my topic. And my topic for this week is actually along the lines of my brief preamble, short, that I just got into.
His opening speech.
His opening speech. My topic is, if you were a horror movie villain, right?
Yeah.
What kind of villain would you be, right? And how would you want to kill your victims? Right? So think of along the lines of, you can think of classic horror movies. You got like Psycho, if you like the Norman Bates type killer. You can think of like Jason, you're running around with a chainsaw, or really walking slowly, right? or like Halloween, you're walking around with a knife, or
The Grudge.
The Grudge, where you're like more of like a sort of like a phantom, or like The Ring, where you're like this like crazy girl thing. I didn't really understood that. Or like The Scream, where you're more of like a psychological killer, or Saw, where you're, like your Jigsaw, it's more of like torture porn type killing, anything like that, and other things you guys can think of. So, what would your horror movie what would your horror movie villain be? Who would you be? How would you kill your victims? I want to know this.
So you're saying like we're choosing somebody from those?
No, you don't have to choose.
Can I create someone?
You can create your brand new villain. How do you want to go about doing things? You know, you can even give yourself a nice backstory if you want. You know, why it happened. Like in Nightmare on Elm Street, and Freddy, he was like a child molester, right? And then they burned him, and then somehow he had like these powers now, and he attacks people in their nightmares.
Dreams,
yeah. Or even like the Chucky route, like your soul, your mind gets transferred into this doll, and then you just want to torture and kill people. That's always fun.
Or like It, and you're a clown.
Oh yeah, like It, you're just a psychotic clown.
It talks to little boys. Anyway.
I don't know. For me, I would say, thinking about all the horror movies I've seen and all those serial movies, I've always thought that I could do it better.
Okay.
Okay.
He's calling you out.
I'm
just calling you guys out.
Like, let's take an example of Scream, and let's say Halloween, or things like that. Like, I don't think I would go with the route of wearing a mask.
Okay.
I think
I will show my face.
I will definitely show my face in the sense.
So you want to get caught?
No, I would not. the thing is, I would not get caught because I wouldn't be a serial killer in the sense I'll go in a room full of college kids or like high school kids and like try to murder as many people as I can, and then go home and think about it and then come back and try to murder more of them one by one.
Yeah.
So if there is a select group of kids that I want to murder, I'm not saying there is. If there is, say college kids, I would rather take the route of getting to know them, getting to know them. By saying getting to know them.
So wait, are you like?
By saying getting to know them, I don't mean like becoming friends or whatever. I mean like knowing their schedule, their time, where they are.
Stalking.
Not stalking, but like basically friending, but not actually being a friend.
We're doing thorough research.
So pretending to be a friend?
Yeah, exactly. Thorough research, and then seeing when they are alone, right? And then that way I could kill them off one by one. They know who I am when I'm killing them. Right?
Yeah.
But it only ends there.
Okay.
Nobody else will know.
Okay.
And I'll move on from there, kill the next person, The only person that feels the fear of me killing them is the person that I'm about to kill. Not the whole
I get that.
freaking town saying, oh, they won't know the circular town, but no one know necessarily that it's me because, you know, that's
but, okay, now ask, how would you kill them, though?
Okay, now how would I go about killing them?
Yeah.
I think I would look away from the movies and I would take the Dexter route.
Okay.
I would take the Dexter route where I would wrap them up in saran wrap.
Sure.
I think that was the best way. Like, there's no evidence, you could clean up after yourself. Like, you stab them, blood doesn't spatter anywhere. Like, it just goes into the saran wrap, and that's it. You just wrap them up, dump them off in the ocean, call it a day. I feel like that was the best way to never get caught as a serial killer. So I think I would go that way and be methodical in that sense.
And this is only if it was a horror film. We don't plan on doing this in real life.
This is the best topic to do right after C-51 just passed.
Yeah, we're so screwed. My god.
So Thien, how would you?
Well, I'm not as like methodical as Simba. I'm more of a creating mystery and having people just have fear in general. And I think one of the scariest things is not knowing the motive of the villain or the killer or the attacker.
Sure.
And so I'd probably do the supernatural route, where, let's say it was one human, like kind of similar to the Grudge story or like The Ring, where I have some tragic story, I get murdered, and then I'm a ghost haunting a specific place. And I don't know, there's something scary about innocent people just suddenly being targeted by this thing just because they were in the space of the supernatural being's territory. And the supernatural being, they don't really know like why or what is going on, or they can't explain things, and then just being a supernatural being, you can see them and they can't see you, and they just can't stop you, they don't know how to stop you. And so I find something really freaky about the mystery and just the unknown. And so I would probably go that route if I was going to do a horror film.
So you would this ghost-like figure that you would be, right? Like, what would you like? What would you kill your victims? Would you just want to strike terror into
their souls?
So you won't necessarily go all the way and kill them.
Because that's a lot of work. Is the first thing that comes to mind. I don't know. Like the skeleton key and like Woman in Black. If those things could just like go together into like, or maybe even possession. Like if I could possess a body and then and
then kill
it's
them.
not that way. I don't know, I haven't really thought this through. But I do know I would take some sort of supernatural route, and I wouldn't go like serial killer mode or something like that.
Interesting.
So would it be possible, so it's like you're hunting a house, right? Or a place, or it could be
a body, or like a
convenience store.
Convenience store.
A convenience store, actually! You know what, that would be so like...
A ghost in a convenience store?
No, you know how scary that would be?
Yeah.
I mean, like, suddenly the peas fly out of the cotton or something. I don't know what I'm going with. I don't know. Really hard.
I mean, yeah, so in that, is it possible for the person or the people that are in there to just leave?
No,
and then,
I will follow them.
So you go outside of that place and follow them wherever they go?
Yeah, but the first step is, like, trespass into my territory, and then I go, like, and follow them where they go.
Oh, okay. So essentially, it would be unfortunate for one person to cross your territory. And then if they happen to leave, you follow them. So it's okay for another group of people to go once you're not there.
No, so as in I have multiple locations. Like I can just, as in Okay.
So you have senses. Like
No,
this
I mean,
person's
like-
here. I'm over here.
Because that's the thing, like, you don't know the logic behind, like, the
Okay.
supernatural being, right? So, like, if I was going to add a logic to it, then let's say, for instance, like, this house. Someone goes into this house, anyone who ever walks into this house, I will haunt.
Okay. Oh, okay, so,
Including the people who live here.
Yeah.
Okay, that's weird.
yeah. So, like, basically, as saying human beings wouldn't be able to understand if you're not there or not. Like, you just know that this place is haunted, we should not go there.
Yeah.
Okay, I can get that. That's like from what's that show? American Horror Story.
Yeah.
First season.
Oh, yeah. The haunted house.
The haunted house. Yeah.
Okay. I didn't realize this before, but this is like a really great personality test question. You can find out a lot about who someone is by the
Psych
way
major
they want
or psych minor? What do you
kill
think?
people. You had to ask him about that.
Right.
But for me, I think mine would be a bit more like Hannibal from the TV show.
Yeah.
Not so much like the eating of people. I don't want to go that far, but like just making sort of tableaus of their bodies after they're dead, like putting them in just these really artistic ways and like assembling them and leaving them as some sort of signs or mysteries for people to try to figure it out. And I'd also love to leave like random symbols just there, just so that I can like throw the police or whoever off the case, right? So they won't know. Like I just put like the letter A somewhere. And like, what does this mean? Like, why are they saying A there? You know, something like that. I think that would be really cool. Because for me, it's like, I think I would prefer like, I wouldn't want to. For me, the victims is sort of just like fodder, right? Whereas it's more of like the psychological mystery behind it that I want to like just really confuse like the police or the Crime Stoppers or whatever who are trying to catch me. I think that is really what I'd be going for.
I mean, yeah, it goes with what I was saying too. I mean, if you look at Hannibal, he got close to people, right? And in the first and second season, he was very close to people.
Yeah.
And they were still able to kill all these people, and those people that were close to him were kind of overlooking him,
yeah,
right? Because of his profession, because of who he is and his accolades or whatever.
Right.
So, what I'm saying is, so I'll be that and Dexter. So I feel like I'll be.
First, sorry, I feel like you two want to kill people you know, essentially.
No.
Me, I'm just like, you step on my territory, vengeance, that kind of thing. So it's like, I should probably stay 10 feet away from you.
No, I mean, for me, I'm like I'm not necessarily gonna just. I'm not. I don't say just kill people I know, but I'm like. I shouldn't say that. But what I'm trying to say is, it could be strange. Like it could be strangers, right? But I want to get into their lives to know them, so the best possible time for me to kill them.
But wouldn't that be harder to like hurt them?
So, what do you mean?
Okay, if you just lose all human compassion, but if let's say you had a little bit of human compassion left, like wouldn't you like find it more difficult to hurt them?
If I had compassion?
Yeah.
In that sense, yeah. But I would, then it would be easier for me to just knock on the door and be like, my car broke down.
So you're using their sense of compassion to screw them over.
If I had human compassion, I would use their compassion to kill them over.
No, but like you didn't have human compassion.
Then it would be easier for me. No, it would be easier for me because.
Yeah, it's easy for you to exploit human compassion. But I'm saying, isn't it like if you had absolutely no human compassion? Because I would say, like, if you get to know somebody, wouldn't it be harder to kill them?
Yeah, if I had no human compassion. Or if I did, it would be harder.
Yeah.
So I'm saying, if I did have human compassion, it would be easier for me to, like, you know, when you basically meet someone for the first time, like, you don't necessarily care about them.
Nah.
It's true, right? So even if I'm asking somebody for time, or if I can use their cell phone, I'm not getting involved in your life. I just want to use whatever it is that you have, right? So I'm like, if I'm knocking on your door, I'm like, my car broke down, can I use your phone? Oh yeah, sure, come in. Chop, chop, done. They're dead. I walk out.
But you basically said before, like, that you would go into their lives and like know when they're alone, and that involves. So I think you're watching from afar. Are you like hunting them from a distance?
It's like okay, how should I say this? I think it's a little bit of that, but okay, let's say I have a target. That girl, she jogs by my house every day.
Oh my gosh, it's like freaking different.
The dude, he walks his dog, 3 times a day past my neighborhood, and I want to kill him. So I know his route, I know where he's going. Then one time I walk out of the house, I'm like, oh hey, what's your name, this and that? Oh, it's a nice dog. Well, I get to know him a little bit, get to understand him, become friends. In a day or two, I get to know him even more. I know what he's about. Boom, kill him in a week, end of the week.
But like, what if, for example, if you go into his house and you find out he like cures blind kids or something, and just like
cures blind
kids.
Like,
I mean, yeah, if I had human compassion, then that's how it would affect me. I wouldn't be able to go through with it, right? So that's what I was saying. In order to move away from that, if I did have human compassion, I wouldn't go that route, right? I would just end it at that doorstep and just kill them that night and be over with it.
so, okay, now I'm confused. Like, do you have human compassion? Let's say in your horror film, do you have human compassion or you don't?
No.
So you don't?
No, I don't.
Okay, got it.
I was just answering your question if I did, but if I did, remind you, I don't. Like, humans are targets, and yeah, targets are fun for me.
In a horror film, this is not fictional.
Yeah,
like,
as with any other horror film, right? I'm pretty sure Jason. I mean, yes, things did happen to Jason. I don't want to be that ugly. I mean, we all see Jason's face. I don't want to look like that. That's another thing too. Like, how would you present yourself, right? I think I'd rather just be a normal looking dude.
Yeah.
People don't necessarily expect me to be a certain way.
Cool, that was a great topic. So Simba, what's your topic?
My topic today, guys, is criticism. And the question that I want to bring is, why can't some people accept criticism? Whether it is negative criticism or positive criticism. Is there a difference? Is it easier? I mean, yeah, it is easier to accept positive criticism, but I feel like we should take more, we should acknowledge more negative criticism being more important than something that's positive. That's just my opinion. So what do you guys think?
Pride, ego, and sensitivity, and in some cases a lack of understanding or ignorance.
Yeah, I would agree. Yeah, because I was thinking, like, there's 2 types of people who can accept or who can't accept criticism. One is someone who's too proud and has too much of an ego that they don't believe that they're imperfect. Second is someone who has such low self-esteem that they're sensitive and that they can't handle being told that they suck or like something like that, because they probably tell themselves that they suck every day, sort of thing. So there's like 2 extremes, and that's probably, like, I would describe, like, that's why people can't, or those types of people can't accept criticism.
Right.
But I'm like, I mean, if you look at people's lives or look at anybody's life, the only way, if you have goals, I say, if you have goals, if you have dreams in your life, the only way if you can make it to that next level, if someone says that, yeah, you're good enough to make it to this level, you understand what I'm saying? Like, if you want to get a job, you have to go through an interview. Someone has to tell you, okay, you're good enough to get this job, right? So what I'm saying is, that's also a sign. That's also like a criticism in a way, right? Like, they're looking at what you're providing for them, and they're saying, okay, we like what you're saying. Here, get this job. So I'm saying people have to get that sort of mindset. Like, if you want to improve, right? If you want to be better in something, it's okay for someone who's already in that level or in that field to tell you that, hey, this is possibly not the right way to do it. You should do it this way. I mean, there's a difference between haters, I'd say,
or trolls,
but even or trolls, but like, I'll even use haters as an example as I would say it's, for me, it might be, they might be saying negative things, but I'll say it's a positive criticism for me. Like, if someone's telling me, oh, you can't do this, you can't do that, or I don't like it, you're fat, you're ugly, you're dumb, you're stupid, it's like, okay, I'm taking all this in, and I'm like, okay, how can I improve? How can I make this person change their mind? Right? How can I better myself so this person changes their opinion about it?
But at the same time, there's also a difference between people who just who want to say the hateful things towards you, right? Whether there's a basis for it or not. And there is, like you were saying before, a difference between criticism and negativity. Right? Criticism is something that you can take and apply and use it to improve. Whereas negativity is just something where it's just like, you're this, or them saying something about you, even if that's not true, right? To try to attack you, to try to hurt you. There's a fundamental difference there.
Okay, I understand what you're saying. But I get it. But for me personally, even then, if it's like what you just said, if it's not true, if it's, I guess it boils down to if you know who you are as a person, right?
Yeah.
If you know yourself, then whatever other people say won't necessarily affect you.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, knowing yourself is also knowing like what your strengths are and what your weaknesses are. And so if someone does point out a weakness and they describe like, oh, like constructive criticism, where they give examples of how you can improve or those kind of things. And if you're comfortable with who you are, but not complacent, like as in you're confident in who you are and you know that you have to improve in certain areas, we'd accept that.
Yeah. I've known people who are on both sides of the coin. Some people who they can't accept that they have made a mistake and they can't accept responsibility, and they're always blaming other people for anything that happens, right? And saying that it's their fault, not saying that it's someone else's fault, not theirs. And I've also known people like my ex-girlfriend who is just way too sensitive, and like any little thing you say, like even to a small disagreement, like if you're having a conversation about something and you don't agree with their point and you're making your point and they get like way too sensitive and defensive, and it's like that's not what I'm trying to do here, right? Like you need to understand that, right?
I think it goes down to, I think what Thien-An said from before, how there's a difference between people who, like someone has pride and someone who's like low self-esteem.
Yeah.
I feel like she had low self-esteem because you can't necessarily be that sensitive and not hear what the other person saying. You know?
Yeah, she did for sure.
Because that's what it boils down to. I guess knowing yourself and being able to take constructive criticism and be able to better yourself, because at the end of the day, it's about you. You know, like I said from the first podcast, that you got to be selfish a little bit.
Yeah.
You got to be able to know what you want and go towards that. And if someone's trying to help you, take it. Don't be upset. Don't fight them. Don't say, "Oh, I know better." Like, don't know better.
Yeah.
There's always going to be someone who's going to know, who's going to be more experienced in whatever it is you're doing. Right? But I have to come from somewhere. That's just my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, even you look at people who are the best at what they do, like athletes, for example, and they're really good at doing certain things, but they always know that there's other things that they're not as good at doing them, and they're trying to also improve on those things and work on those things as well. And so if like LeBron James or someone who's arguably the best player in the world can say like, my three-point shooting isn't the best, like I need to work on that. Like there's no reason why you, as someone who's not the best at something, can't take advice from someone who's trying to help you to improve on that. Right?
Yeah, I mean, if you look at it, like, so use the example of LeBron James. It's like what you just said, like, he's not good at three-point shooting.
Yeah.
And he wants to improve that. Like, let's say, like, Steph Curry is the best shooter of all time.
Sure.
In my opinion, arguably. He's the best shooter of all time. So, and knowing that LeBron James is arguably the best basketball player ever, if he's looking at Steph Curry and admiring his three-point shot and asking him for pointers, then, I mean, like, even in that sense where he's seen to be better than him as a whole package, seems to be better than Steph Curry as a whole package, but he's still looking at what Steph Curry does, right? What he's known for, what he's great for, and looking at him for advice. I'm like, why can't people also do that? Like, you know, like, even if you're at a high level and you notice someone who's not necessarily there, but they have something that you could better yourself, like something that you're not good at, that they're necessarily like amazing at.
Right.
So, you know, it's like, why can't you, like, you know, go there and be like, yo, how can I improve? What's your secret? This and that. Like, so, I don't know. So.
That's the pride again, right? Of like being able to also ask for help and ask like, hey, it's like saying like, you know this better than me, or you're better at this than me. Like, can you show me or tell me how so I can be better myself? Right? And again, it's that self-awareness you're talking about, of trying to improve yourself, and that's really important, of knowing who you are and what your capabilities are and what your limits are, and trying to do your best to continue to improve yourself going forward.
Exactly.
But like we were saying, I think this also leads into a problem with conversation that we see on like a grander scale, where people can't really have conversations with each other because they're so resigned or dogmatic in their ways of acting or thinking, that they're not even open to listening to other people, and that's a major problem. Right? You have to be self-aware, and you have to be open-minded as well.
Yeah, that's the key word.
To be able to talk to other people, to learn more. And that's the goal, right? To continue to learn more all the time.
I'm pretty sure we learn that when you're young. Like, you're not going to be the best. Like, even if you are the best in your own community or your surroundings, there's always going to be somebody better.
Yeah.
Someone that's better. So it's like, it's always a thing of improving yourself and making sure that you're the best that you can be. Like, don't just remain stagnant. If you feel this is the position. If you see some room for improvement, then work on it.
And if you are the best, being humble about it and not like stroking your ego all the time and helping other people to improve. Because if you have that knowledge, that understanding, that talent, then you also have, it comes with a responsibility to also teach others to be better at the same time.
And that's the thing, right? I mean, yes, true. Like, even if you're the best, like, you can't be the best and not have people around you.
Yeah.
And you didn't get to where you were, or you are on your own.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, you definitely need people. I'm gonna use the example again of Abanye. Like, he tried to do it all by himself.
Yeah.
He didn't. Like, he told his teammates that don't worry, guys. You have the best player in the world.
Yeah.
So you shouldn't worry. But what happened? They got snapped. They lost.
Going up against the best team in the world.
They lost to the best team in the world. It goes back to having people around you. Steph Curry is the best player on that team, but he knows that he can't do it without the rest of the squad.
You agree with that? That's what we mean about that.
Yeah.
We'll do that after.
Yeah.
Okay, so that was a great topic. Thien-An, what's your topic?
So, I recently read Civil War, which is the comic book by Marvel, and I know I'm way behind. I'm like 10 years behind. But one thing I noticed. So for anyone who hasn't read Civil War, stop watching that. Oh shit.
That's okay, go on.
Okay, basically the concept is superheroes have gone too far. Like they've pushed the lines of society, they've pushed the lines of the law, and they've led to too much destruction and violence. It's kind of like the general concept.
Yeah.
That is the negative perception of superheroes. And what the government proposes in the United States is to have a superhero registration act. And this splits the superhero community, because some believe that they should.
Iron Man.
Yeah, Iron Man leads this camp where basically they believe that they should be registered with the government and have more accountability. The other side, led by Captain America, is about maintaining that traditional, aura of the superhero, the vigilante that is masked and protects the people and is a symbol, sort of thing. And the problem, well, at least what I saw when I was reading it, the problem with Captain America's camp is that they are above the law. And so my question for this podcast is, should superheroes be above the law? Yeah. Take what you want.
So, above the law, and like anything they do, they get away with, basically.
Essentially, yeah, they can use violence that goes beyond the power of the state.
Right.
And should they?
Against supervillains?
Yeah.
I mean,
against whatever they do.
Here's the problem, right? Because if we're thinking about this in terms of the real world, then no, they can't be above the law. You know, because then what sort of precedent does that set? That's saying that for anyone who does anything that's like really bad or illegal, that the superheroes have the right to do whatever they want to them, which can include anything up to like torture and murder, right? And that's wrong. You can't. There needs to be a proper legal system where they can be tried, right? And if that system, if that system has the death penalty, then that's something else. That's maybe something you can tack on to saying like this person did something that's so heinous and so bad that maybe they don't deserve to spend their life in prison, right? That's something you can do, but I don't.
But that's like something that the state has.
That's something that
that
needs to be enforced, and it has to be all state, and it has to be you know,
agreed upon by society.
Yeah.
And yeah,
Okay.
but like also think about this, like there's so many superheroes. Like even in Civil War, it's just like looking through the comics,
Yeah,
it's
there's a
like
lot.
there's so many superheroes and all of them collectively are above the law, right? Like if there was just one person above the law, then I'm not more comfortable, but I'm less uncomfortable than having so many superheroes above the law, right?
Like if it was just like Batman, for example.
Yeah, just one Batman, okay.
Running around.
I
then
mean,
it's okay.
so for
I don't
me,
know.
I'm like having a battle in my head. Because what I'm trying to think is, because there's so many superheroes, we get that. But looking at every superhero, they're all like in a different world, right?
Yeah.
So like if you look at Batman, in his world, in the Batman, like everybody's practically human. Right? Like there isn't like extreme superpower people. Right?
Yeah.
In Gotham, yeah.
In Gotham, right? But yeah, in Gotham exactly. But if you look at other superheroes in their storyline, they're dealing with like aliens and other people from other universes and whatnot, right? So I'm like, okay, if we put them all together as a selective group and we say, are they above the law? All these superheroes. I feel like the laws were made, like if you're using Gotham, they're made for humans, right? And Batman is just trying to like reinforce these laws, right?
But he goes above it.
Well, he doesn't kill people.
No, but like even for instance, sorry, carry on, keep going. Just sure.
No, I'm saying so like looking at Gotham, he's reinforcing these laws to the Joker and whatever and all those other villains, right? But like if you look at, let's say, someone like Green Lantern or let's say Superman in his storyline, like he's dealing with people from like other planets and whatnot, and if they're killing human beings, right? So is he then not allowed to kill that dude? Is he then, should we trap that monster and say he should go to trial?
Okay. Two things. The one with the Batman example, I would say that he's doing things that only the police should do, using violence against perpetrators. He puts them in prison, yes, but sometimes he goes beyond the jurisdiction of Gotham. For instance, in The Dark Knight, where he goes to Hong Kong and kidnaps. Essentially, he could be charged for kidnapping and destruction and like just all these other things. And even at the end, when he takes on the blame for the murder of Harvey Dent, right? He runs away, and he is not held accountable for his actions, right? And he has no authorization. He's just doing it as kind of like a rogue vigilante, right? So to me that's well, I don't know, sorry, whatever. And to me that's a very frightening precedent, right? Like okay, what justifies Batman? Okay, maybe he's helping people, whatever. But why not have a law or some sort of partnership with the actual state police beyond just him with Gordon, Officer Gordon, right? Like why doesn't he have more of an official mechanism, something more
But then he's just
open and accountable?
He's just a police officer.
You'd be a detective.
Yeah, but like that's the thing. What's the purpose of the police?
I feel like the police have their purpose. They have all those.
Their purpose is to serve, protect, use the violence of they have the right of violence from the state.
Yeah.
To protect the people.
I feel like because of the law and because of their justice system, there's certain lines that they can't cross, right? And that's why Batman is there.
Yeah.
To cross those
but like for
lines.
instance, in the state of war, they created like special forces, right? Batman could be a special force. He could be legitimized, right? He doesn't need to be an illegitimate.
So that's like in Watchmen when they sent comedian and Dr. Manhattan in the Vietnam War to just go and obliterate people. Like literally.
Yeah, but the thing is, like the government does that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but at least then, if we, the people of democracy, are not happy with those methods, we can go to our government and complain, right? Or not complain, but like at least voice our grievances. If Batman does shit, if Batman does shit, right? Like, and he suddenly goes rogue and does something horrible, and like he does something that we find unethical, yeah, or whatever. Like, at least if he's also protected by the state. The state can serve on his behalf and investigate and legitimize him and clear his name. right?
Mhm.
And we, as a population, could also go to the state and hold him accountable if he does something that crosses the line, that we find crosses the line.
But then, how do you guys plan on containing someone as the Joker who's bombing cities?
No,
and killing
but the thing
people?
is, like, for that level of violence, use Batman.
That's why he's there, though.
Yeah, no, but like Batman,
Oh, so you're saying
Batman does it as
make
a-
him legit to do that.
Yes,
That's
like
what
I'm
I
not
said.
saying take away his powers, just give him more legitimacy, because there's always the danger of him not being.
So he's basically like
government.
how the police would call in like higher levels, like FBI, SWAT,
Yeah, exactly.
Army, whatever. He'd be like that step, like, all right, this is a Batman level threat. We need to call in Batman
Exactly.
to deal with this.
Yeah, instead of some like, but they would have a clear partnership instead of them lighting a bat flare in the sky, right? Like, because that way that becomes like too. It doesn't. Yeah, like, you know what I mean? And the Batman impersonators at the beginning of The Dark Knight,
Yeah.
they had no experience doing that shit, right? Like, they had no experience beating up, or first of all, finding gangsters and all these things, and they clearly did not know what they were doing, right? And Batman has to go save them. See, if Batman was a legitimate member of, I don't know, the state, anyone like that would not, like, they would have to have a license or something in order to do what he's doing. You know?
A license to be a vigilante.
To be a superhero, okay?
So I think this would only possibly work with only superheroes that are
Unpowered.
Yeah.
No, but even powerful superheroes,
No, how would that work though?
they would register with the government.
What?
It's very practical, come on!
Yeah, I'm like Superman and I can fly into space and like
Yeah, but the thing
melt
is,
people
okay,
with my
but like,
eyes.
no, for example, like, he can go to the military commander of the United States, which is the Supreme Commander, which is the President of the USA. Right? He could go up to them and just like, yeah, I can help you out.
But then what's the problem, right? Like if there's only one, let's say, then if that person goes out of control, who's going to stop them?
But if they are accountable to the state...
No, but that's what I'm saying, like, if that person ends up going rogue or something, then the accountability doesn't matter, because you're not going to be able to stop them.
No, but you're legally allowed to stop them.
But you're going to be legally allowed to stop them regardless.
Not really. No, because, because...
Like you're legally allowed to stop the Joker, but can you? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like if Superman goes rogue, can you really stop him?
That's what I'm saying.
But then, but
Can't.
now we're... now,
the
first of all...
police, they're already, the legality's already there.
Okay.
But they
But
have
they don't have
right
the
now.
capability.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but if you had a class of superheroes who are one level higher than like the FBI
Sure.
and like all those like special forces people, then you could use that class, right? But the thing is, they are accountable to the government. They're legitimized. They've been checked beforehand by our democratically elected.
But yeah, see, like I don't see how that's gonna work though.
Why?
Because it's just like if they decide to go rogue or whatever, you can't stop them.
Then you have another class of superheroes.
That's assuming that you have multiple classes.
Okay,
of
but this is
superheroes.
similar to like people in the military mutinying, right?
Yeah.
It's technically illegal,
Yeah.
right? And the state has the capacity and the legal right to crush it, right?
Yeah.
Are you thinking like all of the superheroes are gonna go rogue? Why would they go rogue?
I'm
Why would they
thinking
go rogue?
If there was one, and he or she goes rogue.
Then clearly we should have had him in the first place.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like, if there's a necessity for this sort of vigilante, then we're gonna be like, okay, like we have a Joker level threat or whatever. Let him deal with that. Let him deal with whatever. Until, just like in The Dark Knight, when like something happens and he did something that people don't like anymore, and then they're all running with their pitchforks, right? But the difference is, since Batman was like still a good guy, he's like, I'm gonna just go off and hide so they can't find me, versus I'm gonna stand and fight.
Okay, what kind of society has their superheroes have to hide instead of explaining and taking responsibility for
One
their
that has
actions?
the hero that they deserve.
But no, but that's how bad the society is, right? Like that's a symptom of the culture.
Okay, I'm thinking. I feel like we're understanding this this whole thing in the sense that we're in this world,
Yeah.
right? and there is not necessarily aliens that are gonna come and invade.
No,
right?
but that.
Or there might be like
Okay, but no,
serial killers.
but
But
like
even
that,
then, there's like legal mechanisms you can use, like declaring a state of emergency, and therefore you can use powers beyond.
Yeah, when the aliens come down.
Oh, okay.
That's not gonna be like regular.
But
peace. Okay, that's like state of emergency level shit, right? Like, come on.
The point that I'm trying to make is that, like, in all the superhero worlds, there's always a natural forces happening, right? So they're always in constant battle. People always need them there, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
To be fighting and to be doing all that.
Yeah.
But if we're comparing it to us, it's like we don't necessarily need them. So we might, just like sign this legal document saying that we will need you someday, not necessarily right now.
No, but see, the thing is, like during for instance, movies like the Avengers, okay, like the Marvel universe.
Yep.
Movies, their stories only happen in the movies when something bad happens. But clearly in this universe, there are like moments where nothing bad is happening, and that's why there's no movie. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So clearly, like the legal mechanism would be, aliens are coming. All right, Stark, all these guys, come on out, help us, right? And then when it's over, they are not in that state of emergency anymore. It's back to what was happening before. Peacetime.
Until next time, isn't it? Okay, so
like,
okay.
I'm saying like the legal, like having them legitimized and having them registered counts for that situation as well. Like the situation of the aliens coming in, we need these people. At least now you know their phone numbers, right? Like you don't have to shoot a signal in the sky.
So they should always be on the call. You're saying?
Yeah.
But then what's gonna stop what's gonna stop them from saying like, you can come and help us when we have like an extinction level threat, but you can come and help us with like our typical bank robbers and murderers. And
they can do that too.
But then
yeah, but that's the thing, right? Like but also like within the. Sorry, carry on your thoughts.
No, but then like again, you're gonna run into that same problem because like then you have to outline like this is the amount of force that you're allowed to use for
a given situation.
Yeah, for a situation or depending on the crime or whatever, right?
What's wrong with that? For instance, like that would totally avoid the prospect of a police officer tasering like a 13-year-old boy for holding a gun.
There's nothing wrong with that, but I'm saying like we've seen instances of that just completely failing over and over and over again.
Such as?
This is the one you just brought up. I'm pretty sure they're told not to do that, right? But they do it anyway.
And then
they will go over
what happens? A police officer, theoretically in a democratic society, would be punished because they can be held accountable. Right?
Theoretically.
Here, if the superhero is doing that, and there is no law, there's nothing. What's the clear pathway that we should go?
Yeah.
As a society,
I get what you're saying. Yeah. You want something to hold them accountable.
Yeah.
Right.
It's a mechanism to hold them accountable when they do go rogue.
If they go rogue. But I just have a fear that like either the hero does something wrong, they realize they did something wrong and they turn themselves in, or they just go rogue and then you can't stop them.
But then that makes me question the integrity of the hero to begin with.
Yeah.
Right? Like if the superhero is used to saving lives and then suddenly, oh shit, people suddenly don't like me for some sort of reason because I did something wrong or screwed up, and then they go rogue, like it makes me question how much they do care about the common good, right? Or a society.
Or if they go into hiding.
Or a safe society. I mean, like, I can see the like if the government suddenly turns into like this crazy state itself, that's where things can become problematic. But anyway, that's a different topic.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I think that superheroes shouldn't be above the law. In the real world, how that would work, like what you're saying is to have some sort of accountability. I mean, yeah.
Me, I'm still
neutral. No offense, yeah.
Because I'm pretty sure. They can't be above the law, but there'll be situations where they have to use their own judgment, like with any other situations that police officers face.
Like when Rorschach in Watchmen, I'm using Watchmen a lot. He found that one guy who like savagely kidnapped a girl and chopped her up and fed her to his dogs. And Rorschach was just like, I'm not taking you to prison. I'm gonna fucking murder you right now. and he just savagely murdered him.
Yeah, but that's also like that could be
Excessive?
it could be excessive, but also depends. For instance, like I'm thinking CIA killing Osama. Not
Obama.
I'm so sorry. Oh my god.
Oh
Like
my
Osama bin
God.
Laden, but right, like that is not considered a crime. That's just considered an act of war, right?
Yeah.
Right. So there's context too.
But then there's a problem, that's an even bigger problem then, because then you're getting into all these dimensions like, what are crimes, what are acts of war, why are acts of
Yeah,
war...
but these are questions already answered in legal terms. We have, as a society, like, what is the law? The law is a contract, essentially. Okay, actually, you
Huh.
can go more to that. Yeah, but like, law is a contract that is agreed upon by society to determine society's values, right?
Or forced upon us.
Or forced upon us, but like, you know, either way, there's a sense of legitimacy there.
So there'd be a difference between a serial killer going around and killing all these human beings with a knife or whatever, or let's say one alien going around and tasering human beings.
Yeah, that's a really counterproductive way to cause fear.
So I'm like taser, but like I mean like kill it with like a laser beam.
Yeah,
whatever, right?
yeah.
So, like,
Yeah, those are two separate types of legal terms.
So like okay, so like so you're saying with the alien it'll be an act of war,
Yeah,
but with the human being,
that's murder.
well, it's not murder either way.
But murder as a legal term. So like, the serial killer can be charged with murder.
Mm-hmm.
The alien can be charged with, we are declaring war on your people. Like, you know what I mean? Or a war crime, or aggression. Like, different levels.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. I love how, as humans, we always like to consider other races as like, they're the aliens and we're the people, you know? As if we're the special race and they're not or something.
It's true, and it's like with all the superheroes. I mean, all this stuff is happening in North America,
Mm-hmm.
right? Like all these villains come in.
Yeah, really, like,
conquer the world in
all the
North
places, they
America.
probably go to, like, I'm sorry, Asia, because there's actually, like, resources and shit.
Yeah.
Or South America,
No,
right?
yeah, it's true. So I'm like, if an alien comes down and he's killing people in Fiji, right? I use Fiji just to avoid a whole lot of stuff.
Sure.
So Fiji, he's killing Fiji. So saying the government that is signing these superheroes is a collective, like it's a world. So there should be like a unit. So the world should come together. And
So a United Nations of superheroes? What?
the world should come together and like form a united government that signs superheroes to certain tasks of the world. So not necessarily.
See, that's another thing though. It has to be the world, right? It can't just be a specific country, because then if you're at war, then you can send that superhero to other countries
Yeah,
and
you
just
can.
annihilate people.
Yeah.
That's not. That's messed up.
No, but like that's the same as weapons, right? Like this is the same as superheroes. As much as we like to think they're like the symbols that we all see, they're weapons, right? They're weapons. That, so there's one option that if you want to go like international level, okay, that will lead to world peace, right? Like, okay, we have superheroes and we're not afraid to use them, so let's all have peace treaties with each other that we won't use our superheroes against each
So
other.
like atomic bombs.
Yeah, right? Exactly. Like, actually.
Yeah.
But it's like, if you look at it that way, the whole world outside of America is screwed. They got Superman, they got Captain America, they got Iron Man, they got
But that's
all
only because
it's
they
like-
created.
Yeah, so I mean, if you look at it that way, it's
superheroes
like-
live in New York.
Right?
It'd
Like,
be over.
why is New York a better city?
You know what I mean? There's like 1 billion superheroes in New York alone.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you, I don't know. Sound like
Yeah, but like
undecided.
Japan got Pokemon trainers
Pokemon.
and like, and like Gundams and stuff, right?
Okay, now we're getting like this real crazy fantasy.
Okay, now we're
Alright,
it's
that's
escalating
Moving our way
quickly.
here. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that was the Foutaises show. I hope you enjoyed it. Please like, share, subscribe, tell your friends about us. You can find me on Twitter at BrandGMH. We also have a Twitter account at Foutaises. You can find Simba at STLK03. He might start a Reddit for our channel soon.
Yeah.
You can find Thien-An nowhere, but she might start a Tumblr for us soon. So that would
Be
be
on the
cool.
lookout.
And I hope you enjoyed the episode. We will see you next week. Bye.
Alright, everybody.